Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we need to get a few repairs done and then deploy again before our financial report. We're trying to build up our funds here, although we have a reasonable sum at this point, no doubt about that. But there's all of our mechs repaired and we've got 14 days, so that's looking really good. Let's hop into our barracks and get any promotions done that might need to happen. Actually, Capo, who pilots the Black Knight, I'm definitely leaning towards Warlord here. We've completely failed to use these thus far, but I'll remember eventually. No doubt about that. What else do we have going on here? Anybody else needing promotions? Actually, yes, Clist needs a point of piloting. Looks good. And Magus, a point of guts. I guess that's fine. Sure. Why not?
I'm here. Yes.
And then, of course, Romeo, who we're not picking yet. And then we've got Weasel Cake. So that all looks good. Let's hop into the command center and look for a decent mission here. 2.6, 627. Oh, that seems... This is suspiciously generous. The Royal going silent, huh? Okay. So we've definitely seen that before. But this is suspiciously high max pay and max salvage in a blackout mission. It is only 3.5 skill. And I kind of want to see what's going on here. So, is this a free priority salvage here? It is. I want to sit here. Our target is Comstar. Okay, so it's going to be 50% larger lances. Noted. I still kind of want to do this. Oh, hang on a moment. Oh, that's just the crossbow? I saw one of our mechs not being fully repaired, but it's just the crossbow. No worries there. So we need to end up dropping a couple of units here, and we also need to lose 120 tons. So I think we're going to get rid of our riflemen, and then we need to lose 60 tons with our next unit. So that means, like, our crossbow would be possibly the best unit to do that. That would put us at exactly the tonnage. It does feel like it's a little bit awkward to leave our crossbow behind, but sure. Let's give this a go. Darius did not warn us that that was going to be hard. Okay, I'm very suspicious of this now. It's high pay. It's high salvage. It's low difficulty. Darius didn't warn us that it was going to be hard, so I am expecting this to be incredibly difficult. We'll find out. Oh, and it's against Comstar, too. So I'm expecting this to be incredibly difficult. We will find out after the loading screen. See you guys in just a moment. So here we are, all loaded up, and we'll see how this goes. Darius doesn't seem to think it's going to be difficult, so naturally, I think the opposite of what Darius thinks. We are landing in a really awkward place, and we don't get to control where we're landing. There's a possible location the Royal is staying at. If this is the really strange one, then we will read this. But for now, we don't know. It may or may not be the really strange one. So we need to move up and establish contact up over here in this target zone. I do see some turrets up here right now. They may or may not be hostile. For the moment, we need to make our way down towards this road, getting off of this, like, bluff that we're on right now. So we need to head down over this direction. And our Centaur can absolutely make its way up over here. I don't expect to see anything until we get a second unit there. Okay, so the Marauder is going to move up. I don't think that will be close enough. Indeed, it is not. The Bandersnatch is going to be falling a bit behind here, I believe. But overall, let's move up. We are running at the optimum weight and the optimum number of units here, so that's kind of ideal. I want to get the Centaur up over on this side here. So we see a turret here, and here, and here. I'm not sure where the other turret is. There should be a fourth turret. The Marauder going here will trigger... Oh, there it is, right up over here. The Marauder will trigger the next position. I want to take a look at the Bandersnatch right now. The Bandersnatch is going to need to careful maneuvers down over this way. Okay. So I don't think I want to trigger this just yet. I'm going to leave the Marauder where it's at. We're going to put the Grasshopper here, the Black Knight here, and we're going to put the Epimetheus here.
Position confirmed.
And then the Centaur is just going to stay put. Okay, This next round, the Bandersnatch makes it up to the road. Everyone else is going to stay put. We're just waiting on the Bandersnatch to get caught up here. So the Bandersnatch is going to move to here. Now I'm comfortable moving up. So let's position here and see what we've got. Okay. Commander Halton here. Ms. Bosch is here, but drop pods incoming. Okay, so we don't know yet whose side these turrets are going to be on. We see a J. Edgar, we see a Hoplite, we see a Hunchback, a Hetzer, and a Griffin. Am I missing one? There should be 6 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There should be a 6th unit. These are apparently Steiner, so the turrets, I think, are going to be on our side. So we can get in behind this hoplite. All of these have 12... Hello, pause menu. All of these have 12 evasive right now, and we're out of... Hello, pause menu. We're out of combat, so I want to move our Grasshopper up over this way. Our Black Knight, I think, can move up over... I think down this way would be absolutely fine. Our Epimetheus is going to move in behind this hoplite. Our Centaur is going to get up behind this Griffin. Oh, hello. There's an Archer up there. We're going to go engage that Archer with our Centaur. Okay. So now we're entering combat. And at this point, what we really want is to reserve. We don't have a good target to attack yet. So let's reserve and let's see who they're going to move first. All of these have 12 evasive at this moment. And we would like for like this Griffin to move and... lose some of that evasive. It's going to jump. Firing on the large laser turret. Okay, I love it. So that definitely indicates that the turrets are active and on our side.
On you, Commander.
The Bandersnatch at this point could go after that Griffin, but it doesn't get LOS, so I'm going to reserve it. And we'll see what else moves. This is going to be in phase 16, so that'll be somebody up over here. Yeah, the Hetzer. So the Hetzer has a dual MRM-20s. That can potentially do a lot of damage, and we'll see where it decides to fire them. I'm hoping a turret. It didn't. It just didn't fire them. Okay. The Centaur should absolutely be waiting until... I want to make sure... Yeah, we can get up to the far side of this Archer. So I want to make absolutely certain that this Archer has moved before we move the Centaur. So I'm going to reserve that.
Action.
Our Grasshopper... also probably should reserve here, arguably. These guys down here haven't moved yet. So let's reserve, and that will mean that this J. Edgar moves. The J. Edgar is not very threatening. It's got a tag, as well as a couple of other energy weapons. So that should be absolutely fine. Where's it going to go? Okay, it tags our Epimetheus. So that's reasonably fine. It also got a head hit there, of all things. Okay. Whatever. The injury was resisted. So our Marauder can now move in, and I kind of want to just go step on this J. Edgar. These hit odds are abysmal. 9 evasive? Okay. Firing this UAC-5 is probably a bad idea with this right here. I didn't expect 9 evasive. It moved from here to here, but okay. Sure. So in that case, I think I'm going to not move the Marauder just yet. Maybe we move the Black Knight, but actually, what we should do is we should move the Epimetheus. We move the Epimetheus over to here, and that solves the problem. 42% hit odds isn't ideal, but that does open it up for us. Much better positioning. I like it. I like how they reused the commando model for the Epimetheus. It is kind of giant. That was a pretty good hit, actually, and the J. Edgar dies. I love it. That was really good.
Spec destroyed.
Yeah, that rolled well. I like it. So next up is phase 13 mover here, and this is going to be the Hunchback. Okay. Noted. He's got a Thumper artillery in there. That's reasonably fine. Now, they haven't yet moved their Archer, so we're going to continue to reserve our Centaur. The Black Knight, they've not moved the Hoplite yet. I kind of want the Grasshopper to go after the Hoplite. So I think that the Black Knight advancing up over this way is not a bad idea.
Onward.
We can fire on the Hunchback, 60% hit odds, and we'll take that.
Welcome.
Okay, a little bit of damage into that Hunchy, softening it up just a smidge. But obviously the Black Knight is not, like... a really intense killer, right? We're just going to move in with our Marauder here, probably also firing on the Hunchback. Yep, indeed. That was a pretty good softener, actually. And we managed to tag him and get a head hit. Yeah, that was really good. That Hunchback is not going to last very long.
Talk to me.
Now, the Centaur gets reserved. So next up is going to be our Bandersnatch. We could absolutely move the Bandersnatch up over this direction, but we don't get LOSs on anything out over here. I kind of want to reserve it and wait to see if we need a finishing attack on this hoplite. So for now, we'll reserve that back. And we'll allow these guys to move quick. After all, we don't want to attack them with that 12 evasive. So the hoplite moves up, goes for what, a rear arc attack? Oh, it's going for the heavy AC turret. I love it. That's great. So now the Grasshopper is going to move in here, and we're going to hit the hoplite from this angle, because that way the Bandersnatch can come out this way and get a rear arc attack if we don't end up killing it here, which I kind of do expect to kill it here. We'll see. Successful melee means that this is going to go much better. Spicy hit there, but we did not end up killing it. So our precautions were good. We only got the armor breach on the leg, so not the best hits in the world, for sure. That archer is now moving, and it's firing on our Epimetheus. Good clustering into that side arc, so the Epimetheus has definitely taken some damage there. Now, the archer, of course, is in serious danger. Yeah, that was really good clustering into that arm. Nearly exposing the 2 medium lasers in that arm. I mean, it's not the biggest threat, right? But we definitely want to move up here and finish off this hoplite for now. These hit odds are so good that it's hard to pass up these ER medium lasers, but we don't need the heat. So we're going to light that guy up. Okay, a core meltdown is not ideal.
Stay down.
Starting to cook.
But we did eliminate him. So the Grasshopper's a little hot, the Black Knight's a little hot. We took a little bit of damage there, but it wasn't too bad. Next up, our Centaur is going to move up, and we're getting that rear arc melee attack into this archer. Now, our rear arc odds here, or actually our melee odds are 72.5. Okay, I thought it would be around this same 31.5, but no, that's pretty decent. Let's take that and see what happens. We did successfully melee. That's a very big deal here. Structure exposure, but we did not eliminate. Okay. Well, we do have that sniper turret working on, actually just turrets in general, working on these enemies. Getting a fair amount of damage done there. I like it. That was really good on that archer, actually. Okay, so that all looks relatively fine. Now, they have a phase 18 mover. With all the reservation that we did there, it's not surprising that they're going to move before us. Firing on the sniper turret there, and not firing the Thumper artillery. Okay, an interesting call to be sure. So next up is going to be phase 16. Who is that? The Griffin? Okay. Also firing on that sniper turret. I like it. That's absolutely great. So our Epimetheus needs to step forward over here. I'm just wondering about angling. I think here is the best angle.
Move order received.
We'll position here and probably pot shot the Griffin. I don't think we want to pot shot the archer there. How clear is this LOS? Looks pretty clear, actually. And we're just going to fire the MRM and sink a little bit of heat. So that'll be fine.
Engaging the target.
Yeah, like I said, very much a pot shot. We mostly just wanted to reduce the amount of instability there and drop a little bit of heat. So the Bandersnatch can move up over this direction. I think that the call here is probably the Griffin. The Archer is going to die to our Centaur, so I'm not concerned about that one. Yeah, let's continue to hit the Griffin here. I'm not going to fire this ER medium laser or this one.
Got it.
And we're just going to start softening that guy up a little bit. Looks good. Next, of course, is our Centaur. Now, the Centaur is not going to have evasive here. We're just going to physically attack the Archer again. This is probably overkill, and I should have turned off the LRMs, I think.
That's a clean hit.
We missed the melee, but that doesn't really matter. Although that was a 99.1% chance that we missed, but whatever. We did finish the job. So that looks good. Next up is going to be a phase 13 mover, which was this Hetzer that just didn't move.
I live to serve.
Okay, so our Grasshopper is pretty overheated from that core meltdown, and I do want to get rid of this instability. So let's just position here. I don't think we bother to take this shot. We just sink our heat.
Yes, Commander.
Next up would be the Marauder, and the Marauder can't actually make its way through this gap. I would have expected to be able to go through the gap here. Okay, I guess we'll just step back over this way. No, we should move the Black Knight first. Oh, the Black Knight can't go through here either? Mechs can't go through this. Fascinating. We'll have to careful maneuver and position it up over here. Remarkable. So I'm checking in on these hit odds. It is the Hunchback, but these hit odds are not fantastic. That said, we did get some internal damage there.
Commander.
Okay. Next up would be the Marauder, which we can position here in preparation. And we can pot shot at this Griffin. Maybe we get something out of that, actually. That CT is very low. Upper arm destruction? Okay.
Solid connection, that one.
Not too bad. And of course, the turrets are going to do quite a bit here as well. Okay, they missed the Griffin. But that's fine. Okay, that's a lot of misses, actually. That was a good one. That was definitely a good one. Okay, so next up is going to be our Centaur. I'm going to move the Centaur in over... We can't quite get into rear arc of this Hunchy. Let's position about here.
Roger.
And I'm only planning on firing the micro lasers at this time. I want to conserve ammo, so we're just going to be firing the micro lasers, none of the SRMs, and none of the LRMs. What button do we need? Left click? Left click. Okay, sure. None of these. There we go. So just some micro lasers in there. We got an engine crit that could have killed the Griffin, but it didn't. The Griffin is now panicked, and we'll see what he ends up doing. He moves, not yet. It's actually the Hunchback that moves now. An interesting choice, but okay. So our Bandersnatch needs to start heading up over this way, right? I'd like to sprint here, and we're going to fire on this Griffin. This is probably going to kill the Griffin.
Uh-huh.
So we'll light him up there. That really clustered into that arm. But it did end up killing him, and a core meltdown. Okay, a lot of core meltdowns happening right now. Phase 15 is probably going to be this Hetzer, right? I think that's what I'd expect. Okay, he just didn't move and didn't fire.
Good to go.
So the Epimetheus is going to step up over here and start sinking heat. There we go. And the Grasshopper, we now know that we have to head around this way, right? So we're going to head around this way and sink some heat. We do not have access to a firing arc there. The Marauder shouldn't move now. We should actually reserve it. And the Black Knight still can't move over here. Okay, we'll have to careful maneuver it up over this way. And we'll fire on that Hunchback. Good damage into the Hunchy there. A couple of Thumper artillery crits. I guess we'll take that.
Like that shot.
Okay, turrets mostly aren't doing anything at this moment. Our Marauder is going to careful maneuver out this way, just like the Black Knight did. We're following that same path. We know we're going to have to careful maneuver again next round. I like the machine guns in there. Okay, yeah, absolutely killing it. Beautiful. So next up, all we need to do is take out that Hetzer. And the Hetzer is going to be mildly problematic for us. The Centaur doesn't want to walk through all this fire. No doubt about that. I guess we'll position it down here, but we don't get LOS, and I don't want to fire LRMs here. So that's okay. The Bandersnatch can step forward. We can lob indirect LRMs if we have good odds, but we kind of don't. So I'm just going to sink heat here. We'll let this guy move, and we are not entering LOS with it. So as long as he doesn't move again, which he hasn't been, we're fine. Yeah, absolutely. So the Grasshopper can make its way up over this way. This still doesn't get us LOS, quite. The Marauder moves next. We need to reserve the Marauder past the Black Knight.
orders.
The Epimetheus is going to head this way.
Double time. Let's go.
And of course, we need to reserve the Marauder, because we need the Black Knight to move first. So the Black Knight is going to advance up over here. It's pretty fresh, so we're just going to light up the Hetzer here
Got it, Commander.
in this side arc. And that actually just one-shot it. Thanks, Commander. Ms. Bosch is here, and... Why, I never! My Duesenberg hover car! It's ruined. You must learn to be a better pilot, sir. The Lyran Commonwealth wishes you safe, Miss Bosch. We'll have you out of here momentarily. No, you will not, sir. We must pick up my dog at Henry's, just across from us. I absolutely will not go with you unless little Poo-Poo comes too. Pilots, you heard Miss Bosch. Our job's not over yet. Let's recover and extract that dog. Okay, so this is the weird one, I believe. Cool. So these turrets are just going to be chilling for a moment. We're going to need to careful maneuver our Marauder up over here, and next round it's going to be able to start moving. So that looks good. Exiting combat. Fantastic. And we can start heading up to the north here, which is, of course, exactly what we're going to do. So we'll just position up over this way like so, and we'll make our way up as much as we can. So the Centaur can position about here. I believe we don't want the Centaur to trigger this. Yeah, we're going to need our mechs to keep up here. So that's going to be a bit of a question for the Bandersnatch. We'll see how that goes. My guess is poorly. But the Centaur can position probably somewhere around here before we need to wait. Cool. So this is currently the Marauder. The Marauder can't climb this. Noted. So the mechs are going to have to go around a little bit more. These are just too steep of slopes, I guess, for our mechs. But our proto-mechs were able to climb up it without any problem. So yeah, I'm just going to park our Centaur here for the time being. That looks good. And of course, we're just going to head up over this way. The real question is, what are we going to find when we get up there?
Acknowledged.
I have a feeling Henriette is not going to be happy with it, whatever it is.
Holding to vent heat.
Maybe we get all of the extra salvage and cash because we have to deal with it. Maybe.
I'm walking here.
I mean, that would make it almost worthwhile. So the Centaur is just going to continue to sit, and we're just letting our mechs get caught up here. The Bandersnatch is going to be a ways behind everyone else. Everyone else moves at a roughly similar speed.
I'm going.
The Centaur is way faster, and the Bandersnatch is quite a bit slower. That's for sure. So we're just going to continue to head up over here. These guys have made it onto the road, and that, of course, speeds them up a fair amount. I just want to position about here, and Epimetheus about here. Centaur stays put. Okay, so the Bandersnatch is going to be hitting the road very, very soon.
Waiting for orders.
And we'll see what we've got up there before we make any decisions on how we want to proceed. Whether there'll be another episode to this mission or not is basically the decision that will end up being determined at that point. But it's looking like there probably will be, if I had to guess. So next up, the Marauder can probably start to advance here. The Epimetheus, I guess, can position up over here, and we can give all of these guys, or rather, we can give the Bandersnatch one more round to get caught up. It is starting to get to the road at long last, so it will accelerate a little bit here.
Waiting for orders.
Okay. So we can position about here, and everybody else can brace.
What can I do for
And I guess we can just let this thing get caught up. It's a lot slower because it's a fire support mech. It doesn't really need to engage most of the time. But with this LOS issue that we're, hello pause menu, that we're going to end up having up here, I do want to have it be at least up to here before we engage this. So let's give it a couple more rounds, and we're just going to continue to close it. 1 to 2 more.
Taking a protective stance.
Shouldn't be too bad.
I hear
Come on, Bandersnatch. You can make it about to there. And then this round, we're going to start going in. Bandersnatch has caught up a decent amount. It's going to take it some time to get up to here, no doubt about that. But we can position our Marauder here. The Bandersnatch can close in. Grasshopper can go about here. Black Knight can go here.
Onward.
Yep. This is all good. I'm not going to move the Centaur in and trigger this just yet, but we are starting to advance with our heavies. Excellent. This might trigger it.
Good to go.
Yep, there we go. What do we got? Commander, little Poo-Poo must be around here somewhere. Incoming Leopard, and it's coming in hot. Ready up, mech warriors. Time for a fight. This is a setup. Henriette must have hired these guys. An insurance scam? Really? No wonder she went quiet. She didn't want to be disturbed. Okay, so there's an insurance scam occurring here. This is now becoming a base defense. We see an assassin, a fire starter, a chameleon, and a sprint and a ripper. That doesn't seem too bad, but it will take some time to get through that. So we're just going to move up here, but I'm going to put a cut in here, and next episode we'll defend this base. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Kentogan, Ali Lee, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.